bot, like playing, I don't know, just little music from the series while we make the video.
That seems unnecessary.
We should have background music. I'll
Mm,
play the nice and quieters.
I'm double checking to make sure I'm recording. Okay, I'm recording.
Here, I'm just gonna play one.
Just play Claire de Lune.
Travis doesn't like piano music, so it's fine. I'll play. We'll just play like the execution theme.
How the
Or not
fuck is that
execution.
relaxing?
Not execution. I meant to say the investigation themes. They're pretty chill.
The execution theme is very relaxing.
I go to sleep to that.
Yeah.
Whoa. But that's not the execution, is it?
It is. Kinda is at the same time, not really. Right, I've muted the bot.
Alright. So, what do
Okay,
we...
stupid. Stop being stupid. Recording.
Wait, we're not doing cameras now?
Oh,
You can do
cameras
it
are...
if you want.
Well, no one else is gonna. Why is it going so fast? Is the bot moving fast for you guys?
No.
I don't know what this...
It means you're lagging.
sounds like even because I stopped paying attention.
Chris Hansen.
Get ready for when. Just tell us when you're gonna record.
Wait, it's already recording. It's picked up our entire
Oh.
conversation.
That's fine. We can.
Oh.
You can cut it out.
Welcome back to No Bringers. We have a.
Oh hey, I didn't see you there.
We have a special guest, Chris Hansen.
Oh hell yeah.
Would you like to take a seat?
Oh no.
And it's me, Kokichi. It's a lie.
And we have Esau. You all want me dead.
From the Binding of Isaac. You should probably specify that, but whatever.
And Rhythm, which I decided to let play a bunch of danganronpa music because we're doing a danganronpa video.
You couldn't tell from the title, because you're an idiot.
Wow. Yeah.
Wow, nice sir. But like, you know, we all finished the series now. Travis finished it first, and then me, and then Sawyer.
Yeah, I was way behind because I started like a month after you.
No,
Yeah, I started like a month after Colin. Started like this month.
You started like 15 days after me, and Sawyer started several months after me.
Okay. Either way, I'm done. With it.
Yeah, we're all done.
So we're ranking the top 10 characters.
It's top 10 favorite characters.
This is entirely opinionated.
If it was just 10 good character, it was 10 well-written characters, we would agree on it, and it would all just be like...
Yeah, we would just have too many that just are the same.
Kaito, Kokichi, Nagito, you get the point.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure a lot of
those
are beyond all
should
of our
we say
anyways.
spoilers?
Yeah, full series spoiler warning.
Yes.
Including anime.
Anime, except we don't have the light novels, obviously. I'm sure nobody from that would, like, make it on here, so I don't know.
We're not going to talk about light novels anyway. No one talks
Yeah.
about them.
So, anime, Ultra Spare Girls, so everything.
Whatever, top left, start.
Who wants to start?
Hansen, start.
Okay. My number 10 is Smoogie. Smoogi's just a cool character in my opinion, that's it.
Fuck you.
Hey, it's number 10. It's
Are we allowed to
like
respond to these at least?
Yeah, we're allowed to
shit
talk.
ass.
Why? Actual worst character.
Because
ever.
I like Smoogie. Okay, you know what? Because like
He's just
like
so
reasoning.
bad. And yes, I disagree with your reasoning.
You see, I don't think your logic was very sound.
Yeah, it didn't seem very logical
I
to
like
me.
how she made like 6 JoJo references. Like,
Yeah, Monokuma did that too.
Was supposed to be a JoJo reference.
yeah,
Oh.
she's
I'm glad about that then. That's
And
nice. That's nice at least.
Also, like, I didn't notice this, but in 6 chapters she said that I want to say a strong no and just say sorry, but I refuse.
Oh yeah. No, I remember that. Yeah,
I
I
didn't
remember
notice that
saying
one.
that. I definitely noticed
Yeah,
that one.
I liked her, but I just thought that she wasn't the best.
But like the best reference in the game was, she asked Karumi to make this country great again.
Okay, fuck off.
Yeah. But like, so I like Sumigi's Ultimate because like the cosplaying thing's kind of cool, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would also be
And
very
that's
easy.
it. I don't like the whole mastermind thing though. That's stupid.
Yeah, I agree. That was
Yeah.
stupid. That's kind of the reason I didn't really like her that much. Because
I didn't like her, yeah, because
She's
she
the
was
worst
kind of
mastermind.
generic. She was generic, and then she was a bad mastermind.
I think
Let's
it's
just
actually-
get off this topic and go to the next
It's
thing.
a pretty close tie between her and Tengen as the worst mastermind.
Yeah. I'm sure we're not gonna have to talk about Samugi anymore, so I guess we can be done with her.
Yeah.
Shut the-
My number 10 was Kyoko Kirigiri.
Kyoki,
So-
Kyoki.
The reason I have her this low is only because I feel like after the first game, like she was never really
Maybe
as
she was the
good.
bitch in chapter 4 or something.
Yeah, she like.
Yeah, well, I just think since then we've had better characters, and Kyoko is one of my favorite characters in the first game, and I really love like the cast in the first game. And Kyoko was like just kind of Makoto's partner throughout it all.
She was just the start of the side character that's the character that just hangs around the character and like grows. And is always
Well, the only I didn't mind when she did the whole like Makoto, you figure it out, only because like she would have told them anyways. Like it's not like Byakuya where he straight up would have let the trial fail if Makoto didn't figure it out.
I'd rather die than let you succeed.
Yeah, basically.
Let's be
Or
honest,
he might have done it, but like at the very last second.
You gotta wonder, did they have those bug cameras in the first game or in the second game?
Nanokumas?
Yeah, did they have those?
No, they wouldn't have needed those because remember they had the security cameras. That's what the audience was watching through.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah. And same with, well, like, the Nanokumas didn't even really matter. That was just for Samugi, because remember, the audience saw through Kibo. Anyways, that doesn't matter. But yeah, Kyoko was just a really great character, and obviously her ultimate was the most obvious thing ever.
Yeah,
And,
you didn't get your fucking idiot and you should fucking die.
gosh.
Okay, Sawyer.
And
Sorry.
in any anime, she was good too. She had some good episodes. I was sad when she... I don't think she should have died. I didn't mind when she came back. Like, it was a plot device, but, like, I liked it because I was just happy. But, you
Although
know.
I learned apparently from the wiki, she was the only one that got brought back. They didn't use the antidote on anyone else.
How was she the only one that was brought back?
They only had enough for one person.
So they only saved her.
That's dumb.
They picked who to save. That's really funny.
Yeah, so another thing I really didn't like about the future arc.
That's really dumb.
I mean, I can see why you wouldn't want to save Bandai though.
I'm trying to deafen Colin so I can say something.
Why? I know everything. You're not gonna spoil me.
Yeah, it's an Attack on Titans.
Don't do that in the middle of this video.
Hey guys, suddenly we're gonna spoil Attack on Titan for all the
Season
audience.
3! It's
Hey.
season 3, what the hell? Like, everyone
Sorry,
except for you has seen that.
Anyway,
Hey Sawyer, how is the bot audio, by the way? Is it too loud?
it's fine. I turned it down for myself.
Okay, whatever. Sorry, top number
Yeah, go
10.
ahead. to go to
Top
your
number
10.
10, Korekio. This is definitely not a
Thought
very-
you'd be your
Retribution
favorite character.
Uchi.
This is definitely not This is definitely not a fan favorite character, and also this is the only character I have in V3 from this list. That just shows my
Really?
opinion on V3.
You really didn't like V3?
Yeah, I really didn't like V3. It was easily my least favorite game.
Yeah.
It just felt way too similar to the other ones. It was not unique enough, and like there's a lot of problems with it.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
On to Korekio. I felt that people misunderstand his character when they say he's a mindless murderer. I can see myself cutting out for you guys.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, the audience can completely hear me, and it's just you guys.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's not just a mindless murderer. He is just he was an abuse victim. That grew in a love that he shouldn't have had for his sister because of the abuse, which makes me really feel sad for him. And
I mean,
he's clearly not mentally well. Is the thing I really liked about him. He's not.
I didn't mind the abuse stuff, but like I didn't like the incest stuff.
Okay, yeah, I'll admit that, but that's the point. So he's supposed to feel an uncomfortable character.
Yeah, he very much was. They succeeded at that. And you know, I thought he was kind of charming at times when he wasn't being crazy. And the only reason I was disappointed was because
Yeah, they
that
wasted an
trial.
opportunity with him, but that wasn't really
Yeah.
that wasn't his character flaw. That was the game's flaw.
Yeah, I know. It's just that trial could have been.
But-
The trial he was part of could have been so much better.
I really liked how smart he was, where he was able to use the seesaw effect and stuff. And his hangouts show he's intelligent, which is my
That's
main
true.
problem with him that puts him at number 10. He's smart. If he was smart enough, he should have known killing Angie and not Tenko would not have led any evidence toward him.
No. Because he had to kill Angie, but
Yeah,
if
he shouldn't have had to kill Tenko.
yeah, he literally just shouldn't have killed Tenko, and they wouldn't have found out who he
That's
was.
what I'm saying. He was definitely smart enough to know that. So why the fuck did he kill Tenko?
He's got to send more people to his sister.
Yeah, I just think that it was just an excuse for a double murder.
It was.
And I think that he genuinely could have. Kokichi was a victim of abuse. TLDR, Kokichi was a victim of abuse and didn't deserve it, and didn't deserve to be blamed for the actions.
I mean, Tenko's murder was more interesting than.
I agree, it was more interesting, but he shouldn't have fucking done it, because that just shows him as an idiot, despite being intelligent.
Yeah, I know. All right, go ahead, Travis. Who's your number 9?
My number 9 is Nagisa because you see he's the best warrior of hope, and you can't tell me otherwise. Because
I can argue that
see,
later on.
whatever. So yeah, like Nagisa's like he's not the most interesting, but he's like the best like written because it's like, or at least in my opinion.
Yeah, he feels.
Because
I can see what you mean. I'm gonna talk about him because he's on my list, so I'm not gonna really say anything here because he's on my list.
okay.
Well, for me, because he's not on my list, but none of the Warriors of Hope are on my list. But Nagisa was definitely my favorite besides Monica because I thought he was. I thought it was really funny how he was the only character in that game who was like unwilling to put up with like the other shit. You know, he was the only Warrior of Hope that was like, hey, cut out this shit. Like, we don't have time to be like doing this. We have to create like paradise. And he was like actually serious about his goals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and his backstory was one of the better ones, I'd say. And that's pretty much it. He's a simple character. He's a kid after all, but I did like the part where he like wanted them to like leave the city just because like he didn't want to hurt them. He just wanted to create their paradise.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I'll go on to number 9 then.
Yeah.
Alright,
Yeah. Who's your number 9?
My number 9 is Fuyuhiko Kuzuryu.
Who could have predicted?
Still don't know how to say that.
Surprising. I thought he'd be higher.
Nah.
He's
So,
not the Titan Smoke.
well, Fuyuhiko is actually one of my favorite characters from 2. I don't think he's my absolute favorite anymore, but like when I finished the game, he definitely was my favorite because I just loved like even before Trial 2, he was just terrible. I hated him like as a character, as just I don't know, he was awful.
That was the intention, though.
I know, and then he got to Trial 2, and I was like, oh, okay, I could see this going somewhere. I feel kind of bad for him.
Wait,
And
have to
then-
say, quick rant. I hate that they killed the Hyoko because she was gonna have the exact same arc. It was a very similar arc as Fuyuhiko, but they killed her.
Yeah, but Fuyuhiko wasn't annoying, so
Yeah, but that was the point. She was gonna improve.
I know. But yeah, but then Fuyuhiko, like the moment he like started cutting up his stomach and apologizing, like that's when I knew he was gonna get better. And like he just progressively got better and better. And I've already said this in my top 10 anime characters. His growth was really realistic and very well paced. He wasn't automatically becoming like a nice guy. And like
sussy.
Hey, Sawyer,
Yeah.
look at this YouTube thing.
and I like how
Did you send me something?
I like how he
Yeah, it's One Piece spoiler, so look at it like after the video, but yeah.
I'm just on my phone.
Oh.
I like how he You forgot I was going to say, fuck you.
Yeah, they definitely intended that.
They definitely did.
No, was it?
Whatever you like.
I liked how he was gonna, oh yeah, I remember. He was just going to go talk to Maharu, and like he just wanted to talk things out because he figured out that like Maharu got his sister killed. But like Pekka was the one that kind of came to assume that he automatically wanted her killed. And I love like the choice he has to make at the end of that trial, where like he can either say, yes, I made her do it, she's a tool, and then she would get executed, I believe. Or I don't remember what the dilemma was. No, it was she's her own free will, and then she gets executed, like she's her own person. Or I had her do it, she's just a tool, and then he gets executed instead. And he chose to let her get executed.
No, he wouldn't have gotten executed. Everyone else would have gotten executed. That's the thing.
Right. He would have been.
Die either way.
Yeah.
It's just that
he would have been able to escape. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, my bad. And he took the harder choice and decided to get his friend killed because
honestly, if the option was him getting executed, he probably would have taken it.
Yeah. Well, I like how he just thought of her as a friend. Well, she thought of him as like her master, and like it was just a really emotional trial.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he's great. You guys have thoughts on him?
Yeah, I like him. Not on my list.
Yeah.
Number 9. My number 9 is Nekomaru Nidai.
He's cool.
Isn't he like your favorite character in 2?
No, you know what my favorite character is.
I don't, but whatever.
I actually thought it was Nekomaru.
I'm pretty sure I don't need to explain my favorite character.
I know who you're talking about, but like, you like them better than Nekomaru now?
Yeah, I always did.
What?
Oh no.
Anyway, Nekomaru Nidai. Nekomaru is a base character. I genuinely just really like him. He had interesting interactions. He was funny. There's not really much to explain about him because he's so simple, but like, Trial 4 is great because of him.
Yeah, I really like Nekomaru. Nekomaru is a really good character. Him and Gundam, like, I love how, like, Nekomaru could have just sacrificed himself, let Gundam kill him for the sake of everyone else, but he's like, no, I'm gonna fight to the death, and if I kill you in the process, then
he was
so
fine
be it.
with that. I like how he was fine. He was willing to kill someone to save everyone else, just as he was willing to die to save everyone else.
Yeah.
That's
great.
That's a good character, but he wasn't really that deep. This is why I'm not really gonna go into it.
I liked his shit jokes. They were funny.
Yeah. Rest in peace.
Ah, you were embarrassed to be taking his shit.
Also, Mini Maru.
Mini Maru, yeah.
So he always was with us till the end. That was just them using Patrick States to say more lines.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought too. Yeah, I like Nekomaru. He started off as a character I wasn't really liking that much, just because I was like, this guy's just shit jokes. And then Chapter 4, he really started to shine, for sure. And out of all the characters that like ended up just coming back for no reason in the end of the anime, I feel like I was pretty happy that he came back. Because he deserved to live.
Okay.
Yeah. Number 8, right?
Yeah, number 8.
Okay. My number 8 is Taka, because he was my favorite character in the first game until, I finished the game. But yeah, he's just funny. I like his dynamic that he had with Mondo, and after Mondo died, how he was like actually sad and like distraught about it. Like he just couldn't function like at all.
Oh wait, is this
until he saw Alter Ego?
Oh.
Yeah, until he saw Alter Ego Mondo.
Yeah. And then he went Ultra Instinct.
The great thing about
what the fuck is it with the characters going Ultra Instinct? I'm surprised that like I think Kibo kind of did in the end of V3, but he really didn't at the same time.
Yeah.
Like removing his personality kind of made him go Ultra Instinct.
I think the great thing about Taka is that he was one of the only characters that instead of, well, at least in the first game, like instead of just seeing a backstory and stuff, Like you never saw anything about his backstory unless you like did hangouts.
Yeah, and
But-
Prime Minister.
Also,
Yeah.
I like Taka's hangouts just in general.
Yeah, they were good, but like you never even saw his backstory in the main game whatsoever, even when he was a victim and stuff. But like his arc naturally occurred throughout the game, you know,
Yeah.
and like
It
I thought
wasn't
that
really
was pretty
big a
unique.
deal. The thing is that the reason I don't really like him that much is he wasn't really that big a fucking deal. He
He
wasn't
wasn't.
really that big a deal.
Yeah, but he was an entertaining character, and
He
he
almost
had
seemed like a
he had a
joke
good
character
relationship
during
with Mondo.
During the entire third thing, he seemed almost like a joke character with the way they were using him.
Yeah, I was a bit sad that they sent him off like that, but
Yeah, they chose to make him a joke character than to get clocked.
yeah, I mean, I think you kind of had to have him die though. Like it wasn't just thrown in like a
I
Buki.
think he could have died better. I'm just saying that's a stupid way to kill him. Just make him kill him after he just basically becomes a comedy character.
I know, but like you
either
had
die,
he
a
had
martyr,
to
live
die
long
there.
enough to see yourself become a clown.
He definitely had to die there because like Celeste's plan was centered around him and Hifumi's fight.
Yes, I am aware, but I'm not
Yeah.
just saying they could have done it better.
I know. But yeah, good character. So my number 8 is Gundam Tanaka. So
Beware the power of the evil eye.
yes, Infinity Unlimited Flame. So Gundam is pretty
Rock
great
on, Reed.
because that's not the right character. Gundam is a great character because he's really entertaining the whole game. Like, there's not a ton to him, but he's like a really like if you did his hangouts, which I don't think you guys did. But-
I did a little bit of them. By the time I got to his hangouts, I was in chapter 4.
Colin, if you remember, I did all his hangouts until he died, and I never got to finish it.
You can just go
Okay.
back in the chapter.
Well, I did all of them in Island mode, and his were honestly some of my favorite hangouts because they just show him as like this. He's like, hey, no one will ever be able to touch me unless they're like worthy because they'll like instantly melt. And it starts off as like a joke, but then he starts to trust you more, and he's like, hey, maybe you are worthy. And in the end, he like finally lets you do it.
I think they probably would have liked him. They probably would have liked him more if they had just. He probably would have liked you more if you actually got his Hellhound earring instead of just being like, you're a bitch.
Well,
Should've just
and
got
it just shows he's a really down to earth character, but like thinks of himself like the complete opposite way.
Well, yeah, I really like the scenes where he just where like when Sonya complimented his hamsters, he just blushes and is like, thank you.
Yeah, he's
I
like
when I like when he turns off the persona.
yeah, and like his persona is super entertaining, but you can like actually see a layer of complexity beyond that.
Also, he referenced Full Metal Alchemist in his execution, which is worth it.
Was that on purpose?
Yeah, that was a reference.
I mean, he did draw a perfect circle.
He drew a perfect circle, then clapped his hands together.
Oh right. Yeah, and I love him in the fourth trial as a murderer because you can tell because of the supervillain persona that he has to keep up. He's trying to play it off like, oh yeah, I did it for myself. I wanted to get out of here, but like you can tell he wanted to let everyone else live. And that's one of the coolest things about him is like the persona versus his real form, I guess. And even in death, he decided to keep up the persona by pretending he could do magic.
Yeah, pretending he had alchemy. And I also
Yeah,
like
and he
moved the fucking
the hamsters.
He moved them out of the way.
Yeah, that spell was a protection spell for them. That's what I
actually-
heard online, anyways.
Well, I assume it was also. I assume it actually wasn't, and he just moved it. He just
Yeah,
moved it
yeah.
out of the way.
You just put them
Well,
on
I
one of
think I
those
had no reason to
chairs
kill
with
them.
wheels and then kick them away.
Okay,
Monaco
what do
will
you-
understand. He loves animals.
Yeah. Well, what do you got for number 8?
Me?
Yeah.
Nagito Komaeda.
Yeah,
Full
at least he's
string
on.
to death.
See, most
At least
people
it's-
would
at least he's
put him
on the
away,
list.
But personally, in the entirety of 2, I really hated him He didn't give me anything that made him likable. He laughed at people's deaths. He was just saying creepy lines. He made me uncomfortable every time he talked. Then
Yeah, but that's like kind of the intention.
Yes, that's my point. I'm gonna get into it. The way he was talking down to everyone in the 4th trial and after made me actively dislike him. But I started to like him around the 5th trial, where not before the 5th trial, where he started like doing that trick with the bombs was actually pretty funny and shit. Like it was pretty interesting that he would use that to weed out the traitor.
Yeah, that was a great plan.
His plan to catch the traitor was also very good. Or either that or sacrifice all our lives because we're remnant. You get the point. Yeah, well, especially in Ultra Despair Girls, where I started to really like him because that speech he said to Monica, at the end of the game, really just I don't know why, I just really liked it, even though it wasn't like inspirational or anything.
I forget exactly what he said, but
it was literally just his normal rantings about hope and despair, but it just felt different because of the person he was talking to.
Yeah, well, what I like about Nagito is because he's on my list, but I might as well say a few things. I love that he's like the only character that became a remnant of despair and like still never submitted to despair. Like he's still.
Yeah, I probably should talk about the Despair arc.
Yeah, do that.
Despair arc Nagito I really liked because he was mostly a comedy character except for just fucking over a girl's career for no reason. But anyway, then I also just really liked the parts where he pulls a gun on Junko and
that was so good.
And his watching the Despair video, he seemed like he didn't seem as affected by it as everyone else because he wasn't.
I mean, that whole episode was just great. You know, Peko versus Muguro.
That was 2 seconds long. Why do you like that so much?
Like it was just cool. It was a cool moment.
I didn't think it was because it didn't last long enough. It was just stupid. Like, there's no reason.
Well, whatever. Yeah, Nagito's great in Despair Arc. He's great in Ultra Despair Girls.
Yeah, I agree. That's
he's the reason that. Well, I'll talk about it more, but he's the reason that like 2 has my favorite plot twist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, you can move on to number 7 now, Travis.
Yeah, my number 7's Monokuma.
Let's give it everything we got.
Yeah, okay, Monokuma is just entertaining and kind of the catalyst for every game, technically.
Yeah.
Like, he's just pretty cool. Like, you know, it's Monokuma. He's fun. Yeah, he's funny bear, except for in 2, he's the literal same as first.
Yeah.
I like how he just basically dances in everyone's grave when they're in the executions. But it's honestly it made them entertaining even though they were completely sucked.
Yeah, it made me feel bad for like wanting more executions.
I gotta point out actually, Mondo actually kind of ruined the scene for me in the future arc, because when I saw Mondo as Butter in the Despair video that Makoto saw, the Despair video Makoto saw, it genuinely just made me die laughing because he was just Butter.
Yeah.
So like that execution.
He was turned into butter.
Also, I just learned that execution is a reference to a classic story about a kid who basically makes bears chase him around a tree for like an hour until they turn to butter, and then he eats them.
Huh.
That's a weird story.
That is weird. I mean, it wasn't actually butter. He just melted.
Yeah, I know, but the point is. The point is, they looked stupid in the anime, or it made me die laughing when it was supposed to be a depressing scene.
That scene was depressing. That was a scary scene. Kind of disturbing, actually.
Yeah, it's a Despair video.
It's Monokuma's Gloomy Sunday.
Anyway, you can go back to what you were talking, like the conversation that you were having with Monaco.
Yeah, Monokuma's just really entertaining, and it's funny how they kind of foreshadowed that like there'd been 53 killing games when Monokuma's just basically acting like he doesn't want to do this anymore in 3.
Yeah, he's just also old. And also,
yeah.
I actually have to mention, even people say that him being in the final trial is like unique, so they feel like it. I didn't, because I felt he was really fucking annoying in the final trial. He was really stop cutting out. Like, he was really annoying in the final trial to me.
In which final trial?
the final trial 3, he just acted like so goddamn annoying.
I guess so.
He was like, "Oh, if you don't do what I want, I'm gonna press the button."
What, to the Mono Cubs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like, seriously, he had to say it every single time instead of just telling him. He knew every answer that he decided to kill people over it, which is like, that wasn't funny. Because like Monotaro begging for his life was really depressing.
Yeah. I mean, it's Monokuma.
Anyway, so Joe, do you have any final thoughts?
No, I'm watching Dr. Stone though, so this is why I'm not talking too much.
What? Maybe, alright, whatever you say. My number...
7.
We're on 7? Yeah, my number 7 is Makoto Naegi. First of the protagonists. I only put 2 protagonists on here, actually.
Hey guys,
Because-
it's me, Colin. I put Makoto and Hajime on here because they're the same character and they're very popular and they're very cool.
They're like not the
Izuru
same,
Kamakura is my waifu. Okay, thank you. I rest my case.
I got a Shihiro body pillow and I put a flashlight in it.
Can I talk?
No.
So, Makoto in the first game is a little boring, so that's why he's lower on the list. But Makoto, like, in the future arc, and, like, I really like him in the future arc. Like, he was actually kind of an inspirational character to me, a little bit. Like, in the first game, he's nothing special. He's just the generic anime protagonist, and by the end becomes kind of a cool guy. And you can kind of see him improving in 2, but, like, it feels a little forced. But then in 3, like, you can just tell that, like, he's improved so much, and, like, just really wants to help the entire world be better, like, without violence. And I didn't put Munakata on here, but, like, him and Munakata, like, their contrast between the way they want to spread hope was, like, really cool. And it was cool to, like, see Makoto, like, try to help Munakata in the best way he could.
And then you see Meteorize the way of spreading hope, and then they're like, oh, that's terrible.
That's just a little worse than what Makoto does. And yeah, Makoto just had. I also really like him because I felt like I spent the most time with him overall, because I think you did overall. Yeah, the viewers definitely spent the most time with Makoto.
Yeah.
And since I love his class so much, and I love the tone of that game so much, like, I felt the worst for him when his friends would die. Especially since the second game's characters didn't even die, so like Hajime got off easy. You know? So
Yeah.
it actually made me feel bad for him when all his friends died.
Yeah.
Yeah? You can move on. Hold on, I'll be right back.
Oh right, you just said we can move. I'm having this. Okay, my number 7, Mommy. I like Mommy. Mommy is cool. No, but in all seriousness, I liked Mommy from the beginning, despite a lot of people saying she was annoying. I just felt like her way of, like, helping the class was interesting, and when I learned why she was doing it, it made me even like her even more.
I'm on Monami.
Yes, I like her because she was helping us even though she knew we were bad, and that was likable. I don't really like how she's a dumbass, but like that didn't need to be included. If she was supposed to be I don't understand. If she was supposed to be a helpful observer, why did they make? If she was supposed to be a helpful observer, why did they make her a fucking idiot?
She is supposed. Well, she was only an idiot when like Monokuma came around.
No, she was pretty stupid from the beginning.
Not really. She was pretty normal.
I don't agree. Anyway.
Well, I like Mommy because she's supposed to be like the face of the Future Foundation in that game.
I don't remember what trial it was, but my favorite trial is the one where I think it was Trial 5. But Trial 5 is my favorite in the game. Trial 5 was my favorite in the game, and I really liked how she was like defiant in that trial.
Yeah, she's good.
That's the only reason she got lumped in with the execution, because Monokuma didn't like her.
Monokuma could have killed her at any time, so...
Yeah, I know, but I just felt like I liked how she finally tried to do Daki's stuff.
I'm sad Monomi never came back for any reason, like she did in the anime. Yeah, but annoying voice, Monomi.
She was being controlled by Monica.
Yeah. Well, it's she's a good character, and I like her relationship with Chiaki because when I go back through the game, whenever whenever everyone else is yelling at Monomi, like Chiaki's just treating her like nicely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's,
yeah, because that's just what Chiaki does.
Yeah, she treats everyone with care. She is the class rep. All right, you can move on, Travis. Number 6, right?
Yeah, my number 6 is Gundam because
Gundam. Well, I mean,
Funny
we already
will
summarized the points. We
personality.
talked about it already, really.
Yeah,
That's the thing about
just
making these
move
lists.
on.
Okay. I'm sending a very important.
Oh, me.
What's yours?
Okay, I'm sending a very important DM.
Okay. Do you want to pause for a second?
Yeah, it's a very important DM.
It's definitely not.
Okay, I'm gonna show it on the video.
Marie?
The very important DM. That going Kilo image is ironic.
No, that's serious.
It's ironic. Don't you fucking dare. They are children. Anyway, that's a very important DM.
I like how you
Alright,
just share
good.
the penis man chat.
Yes.
Hold on.
Anyway, column number 6.
Alright, my number 6 is Kokichi Oma. And it's maybe a little low, but what I liked about him, I really liked about him. So what I really liked about him the most was just that I like that he was a character like Gundam, where he had the liar persona.
Yeah, but the difference is that Gundam's like...
Gundam had the supervillain persona, but Kokichi has the liar persona.
Yeah,
Because he's like... Yeah. He's a part of DICE, and so he has to be the ultimate supreme leader to them, which means setting an example of lying and like spreading mischief.
Yeah, I like DICE.
Yeah, and like that explains his bandana.
Oh, I just realized that.
How did you not realize that?
You
Anyways,
just
yeah.
explains that, so you clearly didn't either.
No, I did. I told this to Travis before. But yeah, I like that he had that persona, and there's like parts in the game where you can tell. You think he's just faking being sad, but later in the game, when it gets revealed that he doesn't even like the game, he just wants to get out badly. But he made like a promise to DICE that he wouldn't kill anyone, so like he can't do that on his own. What?
It's possible he did good. He was like nice.
Exactly, yeah. He was nice and he actually felt bad about Kurumi. He felt bad.
Kurumi was his mom.
Yeah. Felt bad about her, felt bad about Kaede. He liked Kaede.
And then he liked Gonta.
And Gonta. He liked Gonta. But like when he was serious and he was being mean, like he did speak his mind and wasn't afraid to like.
My favorite line was when he was like, Mew was like,
It's okay, we all make mistakes. Your entire existence is a mistake.
No, Mew said something about like Kirigiri's sister, like, no, if you were his sister, he would have killed himself already.
Yeah. Yeah, but I just like that you can see those traces and then it all gets revealed in the 5th trial. And his plan was so good, and his interactions with Kaito were obviously great too.
I mean, it's also very obvious the reason that Mew wanted to kill him specifically.
Oh yeah, definitely makes sense. Manipulating everyone for the entire game.
Yeah, and the verbal abuse.
Yep. That too.
Anyway, my number 6 is Sony
Well-
Nevermind.
Well, actually, hold on. Travis, do
Wait.
you want to give anything about Kokichi? Just because I know you're going to talk about him later, but like,
Yeah, I'll talk about him when I can talk about him.
okay,
We'll
yeah, that's
save
fine.
stuff. And my number 6 is Sony Nevermind.
Yeah, so you're just you lost all credibility. Sorry.
I don't see why. I
We're
like
just
Sonya.
skipping you. We're going to my number 5.
No. I'm gonna finish this quickly. This isn't really. She's not really a deep character.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
I like her more than like. I think that her like a little annoying thing with Kazuichi is annoying, but it's more Kazuichi's fault, so I don't blame her for acting rash about it. Like, imagine this: you just trying to live a normal life, and this dickhead just keeps coming up to you. He refuses to like try to confess love or something, and he just like instead he just decides to be like a complete weirdo. And you're like, oh yes, you're looking so nice today. Ugh. You would fucking get pissed off after a while too, right?
Princesses are used to that.
No.
That happens to princesses all the time.
I like how you act like you've met a princess, so you would know that you could verify this.
Well, in media and stuff.
Either way, you
I
wouldn't
mean, I don't know how
want it.
stuff works in Novoselic.
Colin, either way, you wouldn't want it. Like, you're saying they get this every day. That's not a good thing. Either way, my point is, I can understand where she's coming from there. I like her personality. I like how she's been through like assassination attempts, and yet she's still she's been like assassination attempts. Yet, what the fuck is wrong with this connection? She has been almost assassinated, yet she still is smiling and putting on a brave face and shit. That's like impressive and likable about her. And she's just genuinely likable all around. Plus, she's a Nirvana reference, and Nirvana's great. Okay, move on.
I can say some stuff about Sonya. I don't mind her. I think she's kind of annoying at times.
Okay, Colin, I'm gonna be honest. We're gonna be here until 3 a.m.
Yeah, well,
basically. Anyway,
okay.
so
Shit, you son of a
we might
bitch.
as well just go a little bit quicker.
I like her. I think she has some good moments, and I like her relationships with some characters, and she can be funny. I just think she has some kind of annoying stuff about her too. And I think she was a weird survivor slut, you know. But yeah, you can move on now.
All right. So my number 5 is Chiaki because Chiaki is cool and like one of the actual like nicer characters that I actually don't dislike.
Yeah.
Because I like to believe that every character that I like, you're like my favorite character in every series is just the actual worst.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just very funny when I actually like characters that are not horrible. So
yeah, all the viewers are going to see that when they see your top 3, and we know what. Like, you haven't even told us your top 3, and we know exactly what it's going to be.
5. I feel like I'm having a stroke.
His 5 was Chiaki.
Okay, yeah, I don't really like Chiaki. Yeah, again.
I have no complaints about Chiaki. I love her.
I'm saying Chiaki's just too
Chiaki's probably my second favorite character in 2.
To me, Chiaki felt like watered down Kyoko, that's all I'll say.
But she's completely different. Kyoko's all serious, and
Yeah, so
Chiaki is just really sweet. Like,
yeah, but then when she gets serious, she sounds exactly like Kyoko.
not really. She's like, Chiaki just wants to keep everyone safe and keep everyone happy, and Kyoko just wants to not keep everyone happy, but like she just wants to serve justice. Kyoko is definitely more like Shuichi, which makes sense.
Yeah. Either way, you get my point. Also, Shuichi looks like an Attack on Titan spoiler.
Okay.
Shut up.
Yeah, Chiaki is great in 2. She's even better in the anime.
Yeah. Go on. Colin.
Yeah. Okay, so my number 5 is also Chiaki. So we're not going to go over that because, you know, I just decided to talk about her a lot.
Okay,
Yeah, Colin, I was expecting this which is kind of funny.
having them both as 5.
Yeah.
Okay, my
I guess actually, real quick, I just forgot to talk about anime Chiaki.
Oh
'Cause
yeah, anime Chiaki's cool.
Yeah, she's really great. I love how she's the class rep and she has a cool like character arc, becoming more open about herself, and it just results in a really bad fate for her.
And you're dying.
Yep.
Just being
Okay.
brutally murdered.
But she's the catalyst by which, Hajime and the others actually decide to have hope and leave the virtual world at least.
Okay, can we not just talk about this for an hour?
Yeah, that's okay. Go ahead.
Just,
So
like,
it's
my
5
number
now,
5
I
is
guess.
Byakuya Togami.
Nice.
Why is that you probably
He's-
didn't
he's
expect that
like-
I'd be on the list.
Yeah, he's good. It's good that he's on the list, but like he's like my favorite character. Like, come on.
That's your own fault.
Oh, you're gonna be mad at me, Travis.
Byakuya is a good character, but the problem is he doesn't show that for like the first 3 trials. And he's not,
He doesn't even show that he's a good character ever.
No,
Yeah.
he does.
I'm not wrong. He's like the worst.
I
And
don't
then like the
think that.
second he gets confused, he's like, "Fuck, what?"
I don't think he's the worst. That's what I'm saying. If you view him as the worst, then why is he so? Why is he? If you're viewing him as the
No, like
worst,
I
then why
view
is he
him
so
as an
high?
asshole.
I don't. Is the thing. He is an asshole, but that's not all he
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, I know.
I view him as I'm viewing him as the character he is. In the first 3 trials, he doesn't act like he does for the rest of the series. Sure, he acts like a dickhole, but he doesn't really. He wouldn't have he wouldn't have done the stuff he does in the later trials in the beginning of the game. What the fuck? He wouldn't have done he wouldn't have tried to survive like he did in the later part of the game, whatever you mean.
Yeah.
You don't get him.
Yeah.
I don't. You get what I'm saying, even though I'm having a stroke.
Yeah.
So my thing about Byakuya is I really like him because he's really funny, and he does have visible character growth. I don't like him as much over time.
Even I can completely see why he hates Taka.
Of course, yeah, that's obvious. I do like his backstory and his hangouts. That's a really compelling part of him. It doesn't really translate like that much, but I like how he's super smug on top of everything until he's just not on top of everything. And like someone pointed it out in the video of ranking all the trials, but they could have figured out case 4 so easily if they were just, not at each other's throats. But since they were, the case was that much harder.
I gotta say, can we do honorable mentions before we get to number 1? By the way.
Yes. Do it before number 1. Be like Watch Mojo.
Before we get to our number 1, here are some honorable mentions.
Yeah, but that backflip though.
Fuck off.
Anyways, yeah, Byakuya is cool. I like Byakuya a lot.
We're counting down top 10 hilarious Peter Griffin moments.
So
Yeah,
we're on 4 now, I guess,
Yeah.
because that's
Yep.
the first one.
4. Go ahead, 4.
All right, yeah. My number 4 is Kyoko. You see, because Kyoko and Chiaki are pretty much interchangeable in my opinion, because they're both pretty good characters.
They're both the same character.
But like, no, they're not. Sorry, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're both pretty good. I just like Kyoko a slight bit more because, well, slightly more interesting.
Yeah, Kyoko has a good backstory. I like how her father is the headmaster and stuff. I do like that aspect of her character, how she like felt neglected. Because she was.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyway,
We already talked a good amount about her.
all right, colonoscopy. What is your number 4?
Alright, my number 4 is Nagito Kamida.
The ultimate despair.
Yeah, I've just realized something. You
Basically.
probably didn't even put Byakuya on your list.
I didn't.
Yeah, of course.
Even I put Byakuya on my list.
Yeah, I was planning on it, and then while I was making the whole list, I was like, to be honest,
Such
I want to put
despair.
Byakuya on here, but like I don't think he's as good a character as everyone else on here.
Such despair.
Because Byakuya is the funny character to me. I really like him because he's really funny, and I like his growth. But I don't think he's a better character than anyone on this list.
I should have to say, You're lucky I didn't go with my original draft for the list because my original draft had Sonya above him.
I would have actually
Well-
strangled you.
Well, I'll say Byakuya gets the closest to making the list out of any other character. I was like really considering putting him on instead of Kyoko, but like I just like Kyoko more, so I put her at number 10.
Yeah, but you have Chihiro.
If we were basing this,
I do.
if I was basing this 100% on likability, then I probably would have put Sonya above him because he's more likable.
What, sir?
If we were basing this 100% on likability, Sonya would definitely be above him. But since I'm voting
yeah.
voting this on half and half. So I think his objective like skill is what puts him above Sonya, like of being good.
I think it's funny because like Nagito and Kokichi, like as like little minor villains, have reasons. Like they have like good reasons for doing what they do, but Byakuya doesn't even do the things he does for good reasons. Like he outs Toko, and you could argue, and like if it was
Alright,
Kokichi,
can we just not talk about Byakuya right now?
well, okay, yeah, we'll talk about him when we get to your placement of him.
Yeah, that's the idea.
Yeah. Wait, who was next? Oh yeah, we were doing Nagito. I forgot. Yeah, 4 is Nagito Komaeda. So, we already kind of talked about him, but what's so great about Nagito is just like how, yeah, like I said, the plot twists in 2 are just my absolute favorite. Like because he just starts out as a very generic like friend to you, and I was like, okay, I don't mind Nagito. What's so bad about him? Like he's fine because my friend doesn't like him, and 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 then I got through the game, and he just snaps halfway through trial 1, becomes like insane, shows his true nature, and like from then on, he just more and more he just gets more and more entertaining throughout the game with like his philosophies and his impact on the story. Like the philosophy of just hope reigning over despair over anything else is like interesting, and like that's the only reason he instigated the killing game was because he wanted like to watch, he wanted to observe, oh there's a spider on my computer.
Don't you fucking get distracted.
He wanted to observe the ultimates and how they deal with like the despair of their friend's death.
The ultimates are working together.
The ultimates are working together to combat the despair of their friend's death. How wonderful! How beautiful it is!
The entire thing, we were wasting time.
That was it. And it just gets more and more insane throughout the game, and he gets more and more crazy throughout the game, and it's just really entertaining to watch. Yeah, that's basically all I have to say about him. His plan was great too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna
love Nagito.
Number 4. Right, Monica. Monica Toa is my second favorite character in the Warriors of Hope. She is easily very. She is insanely unlikable, but I think that's part of the thing that I like so much about her.
Wait, you have Nagisa as one of your top 3 characters in the entire series?
Who says it's Nagisa?
It's gonna be Nagisa.
He's the only other good warrior of hope.
Yeah.
Who said it's not Jotaro?
It's not gonna be Jotaro.
I would just have no respect for you if you did put Jotaro there.
Yeah.
You hate me yet?
Yes.
I would hate you if you did that. How would you put Nagisa in your top 3 characters in the entire
I would have done it.
Anyway, can I fucking finish?
Alright, fine.
Anyway, Monica is easily one of my favorite characters just because she's so unlikable, but she's not like she's not like the masterminds of the other things. She has like weird charisma that's not like with Junko, but she's what the fuck do you keep playing?
Okay.
You can see she's smart enough to make an elaborate plan to make adults hate kids, to then make them the villains. That is genuinely very smart, and I love that. I love smart characters. That is genuinely one of my favorite things.
Yeah,
Why I like Korekio despite him being weird.
Yeah. I really like Monica. I think she's a really effective villain.
Yeah.
And
in the end, when she decides, when her character arc finishes, she just decides to give up doing it because she doesn't want, because she doesn't. Oh my fucking! She just doesn't enjoy
decides,
doing it. I like that.
Yeah.
She's not I like how she's a kid, so she just grows past that phase, basically.
Yeah, honestly, that was really funny, and
I feel like
she was a wasted character, but like.
I agree, but her faking being like crippled was like very smart. It was very smart. So my only gripe is that she worked with Kuro-kun.
Honestly, yeah. See, I feel like she was the perfect like successor to Junko, because they just like Junko gets bored too, and she just got bored of liking despair.
Yeah, I like that. She didn't really. It's not like Monica really got bored. It's more that she grew out of it, something.
She grew out of it too, yeah. I also just like how much she like ties into the plot of the other games. Like she made the Monica list the whole time, and her interactions with Haiji are pretty good.
Yeah, I like her interaction with Nagito.
That too, and she's good at manipulating the Warriors of Hope.
Number 3.
So for my number 3, I put Sasuke Uchiha.
Fuck off.
Yeah, fuck off.
Okay, no, my number 3 is Kokichi.
Nice.
Ew.
It's a lie.
It's a lie. I like him. He's fine.
Yeah, Kokichi's great. He's like the best. He's the best in 3, by far, in my opinion. Just because, like, he actually is, like, I believe Colin said this earlier. It's like, he's actually like like, what's the word?
Semi-likable.
Redeemable.
Yeah, he's redeemable because he was genuinely sad when like some people died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't hate him, but I didn't really like him either.
I just like characters that try to hide their persona. Or like their true personality.
Yeah, he's like, Kokichi's just great. 9 out of 10, best character in 3.
9 out of 10 is not even in your top 2.
Great design too.
Yeah, his design's fine, but like I think most danganronpa characters have good designs.
No. Kokichi has the mega drip.
He does.
I think Korekio has the drip.
No,
that's true as well.
Lipstick matching the Nazi hat.
Yeah. With the COVID mask. Alright, so my number 3 is Hajime Nada. He's my favorite protagonist because he's the only one that I feel like he acts very realistically to every situation that he's in. Like with Makoto, he's just overly positive, and yes, I know that works for him. But he doesn't accurately portray what I think he's supposed to. At first, he kind of does. But then he grows into a character that doesn't as much, which makes sense because he's hardened. But, then Komaru just kind of cries with every scene at first. And then Shuichi's good, but I didn't put him on here just because I think he's pretty similar to the other two. But
Shuichi is the cringe.
I like Shuichi. I think he was really good with, Kaedo's death. I like that scene in the piano room. But, anyways. Hajime just, he seems like a generic character at first, but you did get more through the game, figure out, oh, he's not even an ultimate. We couldn't figure out his ultimate the whole game. That's because he doesn't have one.
I like characters that don't know their stuff, but I like Rantaro the most out of this. Not out of the 3. I like Rantaro.
Out of the first deaths.
Rantaro is really good.
Okay. Yeah, but, and then I like the twist. I really, really love the twist with Kamakura. Becoming Kamakura. That's a really cool twist. And so he's not the best in 2. I think when I finished 2, I actually liked Makoto more. But then you get to the anime Despair arc, and you get to see all the struggles and fears of just being normal and not being able to see his friends. And just ties into him becoming Kamakura was really cool.
I'll lose all my mana points.
Yeah, that was his best line by far. But then even coming back in the end of the Despair arc, he's still not fully like healed from that trauma.
Yeah.
You can tell they're still kind of villainous, but they're doing better to fix that. I just gotta wonder, what the hell did they do to Michirai?
Me and the bone.
Do you think they just killed Michirai right after?
Yeah, they just threw him off the balcony.
Threw him off the boat, yeah. But like honestly, because they were like evil right after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways. They committed terror.
Well, they just said they would. He just said like we wouldn't want Hulk to take over. That's boring. We don't want Despair to take over either. That's boring. I love always like.
I don't like that because like that scene made it weird because it made it seem like all of them became like Kamakura.
No, that was only Kamakura speaking though.
Yeah, I know. Like that scene, that scene felt like they were. It wasn't just him. They were all like seeming to agree with that. Is my point.
Yeah. Oh, but I do love that. Like he became the leader on the island, or in the simulation. But anyways, I do love the boat ride as well in between chapter 5 and 6.
Yeah.
And they just show like that's a chilling scene. Honestly, that scene honestly gave me chills the first time.
When Nagito shows off is funnier.
No, well, kind of that. That was unsettling, but also because just showing Kamakura for the first time.
Yeah, of course.
Also that scene where they tell him that he's Kamakura, and he's like, "Wait, what? No!" And then it just flashes to the scene on the boat, and he's like, "Oh God!" Like that scared me. It like
Kamakura, yes.
He reacts accordingly. And speaking of that scene on the boat, like.
Okay, we are not talking about this for an hour, please.
Him just saying like, Nagito, your entire existence is boring to me. It's just interesting. He's an interesting character. That's all.
Anyway, who's next?
Kamakura, yes, queen.
Number 1.
3, 2.
It's 3.
No, I just did 3.
Yeah, so mine is 3.
Okay, yeah, you're doing 3.
Nagisa.
Hell yeah!
Nagisa, right. I don't really think I need to say much because they already talked about it, but
Nagisa's a gamer.
Real because you didn't mention this, but
yeah.
The way he talks when Monica starts starts mentally abusing him is genuinely like chilling. It's like it feels way too real with him. Just like that one scene. I don't remember exactly the wording she chose because I just played the entire 20-hour game, but the wording was very, very like depressing. It made me feel very bad for him, which made me like him tons more.
I did feel it was a little too smart for his age, but then I also can't say that because Monica.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck you.
Yeah, so I'm not going to say anything about that.
I don't really have much to say because you already talked about it, but yeah, he's just great.
Yeah. The ultimate sage? Is he the sage? I don't remember.
I think so, too.
Yeah. Alright, no, wait, Travis. Yeah, go ahead.
Good boy, how hard is it?
Hey, Colin, who do you think is my number 2?
It is Byakuya.
Yeah, it's Byakuya.
Yeah, but we already talked about it.
Yeah. Byakuya is just an absolute gamer. He's 6'1", right? And that just makes him like 5 times more interesting.
Okay.
Yes, I googled that.
It's also in the game, so.
Yes, but I forgot about it, so I need to Google it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Byakuya is just pretty cool. He's like an asshole, but like when he actually starts to get confused into like Trial 4, it's like, he doesn't have everything covered.
Yeah,
he's not as smart as he actually acts.
Yeah.
He's likable.
Can't always be on top of everyone.
Yeah.
Wait, no, everything.
But yeah, he's just cool.
Byakuya's slimiest was in Trial 2.
You are a Chihiro-sen, though. Shut up.
No, because him outing Genocide Jill.
I'm gonna fucking break his neck.
Chihiro's is number 1.
It was
I already know it.
Him outing Jill and him, also doing that to the body. Yeah.
Okay. What's your number 2?
Oh, my number 2 is Kaito Momota,
Chiaki.
Luminary
Yeah.
of the Stars.
Chug a shot
Huh?
your own piss.
You don't like Kaito?
I like it, but I'm saying that means Chihiro's your number 1.
Yeah, I'm allowed to have that. You put Sonya on your list in general, so you can't talk.
Chihiro on your list.
Listen. Sonya's worse than Chihiro, and we all
No
know
one's
it.
gonna talk that.
I can understand your opinion on that, but like, you're gonna just like, I didn't even put her high in the list, so that's like not fair to judge.
It's a personal connection. You could have put her at number 1 if you personally connect with her the most.
I didn't.
Okay, then there you go.
I didn't.
Problem
really,
solved.
I don't connect with any of the characters really because they're all so absurd.
Now talk about Kaito.
Yeah.
So I really like Kaito. He's my favorite character in V3, obviously. I really like him because he has really great interactions with Kokichi, and him. I like the whole thing of Kaito. It acts based on emotion. He believes in people more than anything, and Kokichi is smarter than him, but he doesn't see like the good in people. He doesn't see the emotional aspects of people.
Oh, I just forgot to mention this. I never complained to you guys. I hated that Kaito stopped. The reason he stopped talking to you wasn't to do.
What?
The reason that Kaito stopped talking to you, what the fuck is wrong with my connection?
Yeah,
The reason
yeah.
that Kaito stopped talking to you wasn't because he hated you for killing Gonta. It was because he was jealous of you.
Is that why?
That was the reason. He said I was jealous that you were able to do this I was jealous
Find the
that you were
truth
able to
like
do this
that?
when I was relying on emotion, so I stopped. So
Right.
I avoided you, and that's such a dickhole move. Like honestly.
No, I think he had the burden of guilt, you know, and
I get
it
his
kind of made
reasoning,
sense to me.
But still, that's such a dick move.
Well, you know, he redeemed himself in Trial 5.
I agree, but can you just
He's like one of the only characters that you know is going to die, from.
You're
like-
certain that Kokichi's going to die at some point.
Yeah.
No, it's not 100% guarantee.
How would they see that? How would they let that guy survive?
You have to know that Kaito dies though, because he literally is dying throughout the entire game, and so it's just kind of a sad, slow realization that it's getting worse and worse. It's kind of like Bucciarati, you know, like you know he's gonna die, and you're just waiting for it to happen.
JoJo
And-
Part 5 spoilers.
Sorry. And I like how his execution is the only one that just failed, and Kaito got to see space one last time. And he's just him, and I like how Kaito's just one of the only characters that he just befriends people just because they're feeling lonely and sad about something, and that's just honestly beautiful. You know, he befriends Shuichi just because he's feeling sad about Kaede, and then he befriends Maki just because he's being pushed away by everyone else.
Okay, I just have to say it is almost 3, and I do not want to do this till 3.
We have 2 entries left, so it's fine. So yeah, that's good for Kaito, I think.
Anyways, so number 2.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, number 2, Hajime Nada.
Okay.
I just genuinely love Hajime's character. You really basically said everything about him already, but
He's a great character.
I liked the parts in the final trial where he was just questioning himself, or if he really knew himself and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And
I even like when he kind of broke down and just resorted to looping the same timeline, and he's like, "Is this better? Is this what I want?"
I like that, and I especially love the Monocoin line. Monocoin line is great. Also, I love how he's not smart enough to know what an octagon is without thinking about it.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
An octagon is a shape with 8 sides, right?
Oh yeah,
Right.
yeah, to confirm. All right. Honorable
Anyway, you wanna do
mentions.
honorable mentions?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Honorable mentions. Mine's going to. Love's going to.
I had a bunch of honorable mentions.
Can we just limit it to 1 or 2?
Well, I'm not gonna say anything about their character. I'm just gonna.
Gonta, it's really just he was a gentleman, and he made a JoJo reference. He said that gentlemen fight zombies with stone mask. Gentlemen fight zombies with stone masks, right? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Sorry, chill out. God, you're the one who said the viewers can hear you normally, so you're just going like.
They can see that I keep cutting out, and it's visual.
Okay. So yeah, my honorable mentions were Byakuya, Mondo, Sakura, Kyoko, Komaru, Michirai, Munakata, and Monica.
It's psychopath. Yeah, my honorable mentions are Monica and Chihiro's dad.
Wow, no one mentioned. Well, wow, you guys don't like Gonta.
So we
No,
all
I
know.
like Gonta. I like Gonta. Gonta's like my 12th favorite character.
So why is
Yeah,
he
Gonta's
not
really
mentioned?
good. Did I not put him in honorable
Because I
mentions?
needed to say Chihiro's dad as a joke.
I meant to put Gonta in
I
honorable
don't even know
mentions.
what
I
the name is
forgot.
Taiji Fujitaki.
I don't really care.
I forgot to put him in honorable mentions. Yeah, Gonta. Goes in there too.
Anyway,
Gonta and Mew actually. Mew's just
Okay.
funny.
Okay, shut the fuck up.
Anyways, we all know what I know what each of your number ones are gonna be.
Yeah, I can tell. Pretty
Yeah.
obvious.
Well, let's
anyway,
get along.
my favorite danganronpa character is Nagito because you know he's
My favorite
an
character is
uwu
Maki.
cinnamon roll.
He's
Yeah, okay, we're not listening to
yeah.
that. If that's all you have to say, then I'm not listening to that argument.
I mean, we
No,
already kind of
no,
named
no.
everything we love about Nagito.
Yeah, Nagito's just great. That's it.
Yeah, he's great. We've even talked about him multiple times now.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he's on.
Yeah.
He's like one of the few that was on all of our lists.
My favorite Danganronpa character is Shiro.
Wait. Okay. No. We already know. You went over this in the top 10 anime characters.
Yeah,
I'm allowed to do it one more
You're a
time.
cancer. You're cancer.
I'm allowed to do it one more time.
He was your second favorite anime character. Like,
Who was your favorite
Yeah.
anime again?
It was Tanjiro, but like,
Fuck you.
after reading the manga, I would definitely not have it.
I forget who was my number one. It was like Madara or Sasuke. But
It was
still,
Madara.
My
whatever.
favorite was like. Let me fucking see my
Well,
list.
I want to, because like last time you didn't give your like opinions on Chihiro, so like at least this time
I
you can.
genuinely didn't like Chihiro that much.
Chihiro's an
The arc
annoying,
wasn't
whiny
relatable to
bitch.
me.
A, like honest opinions.
I'm not joking. I just
This is
didn't-
my honest opinion.
I
He's
couldn't
an
get it-
annoying,
I
whiny
couldn't relate
bitch.
to their arc in the slightest, so it didn't feel like they didn't feel like a.
You
real
don't have
fucking
to
person.
relate to the art to like feel the impact of it.
They didn't feel real to me.
It felt pretty realistic to me. It was just an inferiority complex. It was all, oh, everyone's making fun of me, and I can't deal with that. Everyone needs to, I don't know, like I've explained it. It's just
I just don't like him that much.
that's how he dealt. That's how he chose to deal with grief, and it worked for him. And he ended up regretting it later on in life.
In all
And so he's
seriousness,
like, hey.
I can respect your decision, but like, it's just like I just personally didn't like him. I just didn't feel like. he
No, I get it. I understand,
Wasn't feeling his cock.
and I know what yours is gonna be, and I like your decision too.
Good.
But you know,
My decision.
he's-
I have no idea what his number one is.
I know exactly who it's going to be. Yeah, but he just chose to deal with it in that way, regretted it later, and decided, hey, I'm actually going to make an effort to change, and he just never got
it.
it.
Around 53, then why the fuck was it they were only mentioning characters?
And he never.
Why was it that in the audience was only naming characters from one and two? Like I can understand why some movie would only cosplay 1 and 2, but the characters
Yeah.
mentioned them.
And that's just, you know,
Wait.
he never got the chance to change the way he wanted to, just because his life got cut short, and it's just sad. It's a sad backstory.
Wait a second. Sorry, is your number one Rantaro?
But
No, it's
Okay.
here. Let me say it out loud. So
No,
3,
number
2,
one is Sakura Ogami.
Sakura Ogami.
Oh, I didn't even think of that, huh?
Yeah.
I forgot Sakura
Sakura
existed.
Ogami is my muscle waifu. That's a real line from Danganronpa 53.
It is. It's great.
I genuinely loved Sakura throughout the entire thing. As she went nearer to her death, she was like more and more likable. Like it's just that she would even if she was ready to kill herself, she would still help us in a way by breaking down the door. She would always be helpful, likable. It's really just there's nothing really wrong with her character in my opinion.
Yeah, I
I
don't
think
see
she's
anything
one of
wrong
the
with her.
only characters in the series that actually had like a perfect character arc.
Yeah, I feel that same way about Chihiro too. I think it was a great, perfect character arc too.
Yeah, and
And
the way that the thing is that I think I think Hina's bad decision is the reason that like Colin just. I think Colin undersells how good she is because of like her relationship to Hina.
so I like Sakura. I put her in my honorable mentions.
Yeah. Either way, that's my personal opinion, and I don't think I don't think that would ever change unless I just like got really high.
I like both your number ones. See, the thing about Sakura that I liked is that like I kind of like that she could have easily like killed herself for the reasons that Monokuma listed,
Also,
and nobody would have thought twice about it, but she did it for like an actual noble reason.
Oh, I should also point out I really like that she could have easily killed anyone there, but she didn't even consider it.
That's true.
She didn't think once.
Didn't even think about it. Well, to be
She-
fair, Mondo didn't either. Like he did it by accident, but yeah.
I accidentally crushed this kid's skull.
Yeah, it was a dumb reason. That's why I didn't put him on the thing. I didn't say it was a good reason.
I accidentally turned into butter.
That's why I didn't put him on the list, just barely.
It's like Asahina like saying something, she just suddenly drowns her. Oops, I accidentally drowned.
But yeah, Mondo, or not Mondo, Sakura good. Her
Sakura
trials.
Caveman talking about danganronpa.
I'm going to,
Going
You
to
know,
Sakura.
Best way for
going to like Trial 4. Trial 4 very emotional, not as emotional as Trial 2 for
Honestly,
Gonta, but
I think
Trial 4 good.
Gonta and Sakura would be great friends.
Well, anyone would be nice friends with Gonta because Gonta's just the sweetest
I think
guy.
both of them actually, they would be.
Yeah, Gonta and Chiaki would get along really well.
I hated how Yasuhiro kept calling her ogre even after her death.
It was an affectionate nickname.
It really wasn't. He didn't.
Yeah,
really
it
like
was.
her.
He said it before. He said that before he was at her throat.
I don't count that. How is that affectionate? It's like Hyogo's ham hands line.
It was. No, it was actually just a nickname. Like he gave a nickname to everyone.
Yeah, but I don't like how he chose something known to being a monster.
Jill called.
it was Shrek's
Jill
an
called-
ogre.
Jill gave everyone nicknames after they died.
Yeah,
TikTok and
You're
Huffy.
comparing a serial killer to just a normal kid
Psychic.
with an occult with a fetish.
Yeah,
You're comparing a serial killer.
but it's Hero. It wasn't. I really don't think it was supposed to be a mean nickname. Didn't
I don't
it
think
literally
was,
say?
but I hate the fact that that's the name he chose. I don't like
Well,
how.
I'm pretty sure it said in the beginning of the game like that was her nickname, like from her school.
Okay, well I don't. I think that's still bullying. It's just the school is bullying her.
It's just because she's big and she's muscly. I don't see the problem.
Ogres are literally supposed to be ugly monsters.
Yeah, whatever. Anyways, we should probably wrap this up, right?
Yeah.
It's like an hour and a half, right?
Make sure to subscribe and like
Yeah.
when you drugs.
This is our answer.
Dislike the video
Don't do
because
drugs, kids.
remember to
Like the
dislike the video to
video.
spread despair because despair is one of the most leading causes of hope. And you
No,
see,
no.
Nagito would really like hope, so you
I
should
really
hit the
love hope.
dislike
No,
button.
Please smash the subscribe button and smash the like button. It would really give me so much hope.
Hey, everyone. My children, do not listen to Travis. He wants to spread despair by making you hit dislike button. Please.
Don't hit the dislike button. It'll
No.
cause the ultimates to
hate the
feel
show.
despair.
Alright.
No, do it. It will cause them to feel despair so they can
Such
get a further
despair.
hope.
Like and subscribe. I just
Describe, yes.
okay. We're ending it here. I'm done.